There are a lot of videos on the internet of you destroying or obliterating people, and they get a lot of views. So if you could destroy me in this interview, we'd really appreciate it.
You like that?
Yeah, and a lot of people watch our show.
I can't guarantee it, but we'll see what happens.
Do you ever watch those videos when you're feeling down about yourself? You just watch those videos and go, yes, I destroyed that person. I rolled.
No.
Come on.
No, that doesn't happen.
Let's talk about your book.
Okay.
It's 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos. There it is. Now, you've connected a lot with a lot of young men, lots of different people, but young men particularly seem to, find something in your message. I'm a young man. I'd like to be improved, please.
Yeah.
I want to stop being a pathetic weasel.
Yeah, that would be good. Are you a pathetic weasel?
Well, I'd like to.
You seem to be doing all right.
I'm doing fine.
Yeah, well, so you're not as pathetic as you might be.
Rule 1 is stand up straight with your shoulders back.
Yeah.
I have terrible posture.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Maybe you have a good tailor and he's like shouldered up your suit nicely.
Are you flirting with me, Dr. Peterson?
Well, not intentionally.
Oh,
you are very attractive, though.
I feel so great. I'm 28 years old, can't cook.
Yeah.
Tried to quit smoking about 6 times, rarely exercise, regularly use recreational drugs.
Yeah.
I'm a vegetarian who ordered butter chicken on the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't been in a relationship that lasted longer than a year since 2011. Hate my job. Never remember anyone's birthday. Still renting. Don't know what Bitcoin is. Haven't read a full book since 2012, including yours.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Oh, if I would have known that, I would have never showed up for the interview.
Which part?
The whole thing. It's just a mess.
It's fucking weasels.
It is.
Pathetic weasels.
Yeah. There's no excuse. There's no hope for you, I'm afraid.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
I was thinking the other day, a journalist asked me why people are responding so positively to what I'm saying, the young men, for example, and I thought, why? Yeah, that's a good question. He says, well, I'm actually on their side. I'm really happy that they're not wasting their lives. I'm really sad to see that people are disenchanted and nihilistic and depressed and anxious and aimless and perverse and vengeful and all of those things. It's terrible. And then to see people question whether that's necessary and then to start to rise out of it. It's so fun. Like last night I was after my talk, it's overwhelming. I don't usually think about these things, but I was after my talk last night, and so all these people line up and they have their 15 seconds with me, and they're kind of tentative. They're excited and attentive when they come up to talk to me, and then they have 15 seconds of time to tell me something. I'm really listening to them, and they're hesitant about whether or not to share the good news about their life, and I think it's often because when people share good news about their life, people don't necessarily respond positively. They don't get encouragement, and people need so little encouragement. It's just unbelievable. And so they'll tell me something good, and I think, God, that's so good. Somebody says, oh, I'm getting along way better with my father. I hadn't seen him for 10 years, and now we get along. It's like, God, great. Yeah. And then the power of that, you can't overstate the power of that for individuals to get their life together. The individual is an unbelievably powerful force, and every single person who gets their act together a little bit has the capacity to spread that around them. It's a chain reaction, and so it's a lovely thing to see. And
that's fantastic.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
My idea of the patriarchy, which is a system of male dominance of society.
Yeah, but that's not my sense of the patriarchy.
So what's yours?
Well, in what sense is our society male-dominated?
The fact that the vast majority of wealth is owned by men, the vast majority of capital is owned by men. Women do more unpaid labour.
Very tiny proportion of men, and a huge proportion of people who are seriously disaffected are men. Most people in prison are men. Most people who are on the street are men. Most victims of violent crime are men. Most people who commit suicide are men. Most people who die in wars are men. People who do worse in school are men. It's like, where's the dominance here precisely?
what you're doing is you're taking a tiny substrata of hyper successful men and using that to represent the entire structure of Western society. There's nothing about that that's vaguely appropriate.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. This game ain't nothing, this game ain't nothing. I'ma wait till the time, I'ma wait till the time. I love this money, just set it on fire, set it on fire. Don't mean nothing, don't mean nothing. Here's one for the night, here's one for the night. Don't waste my time, don't waste my time.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Because in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. I mean, look at the conversation we're having right now. You know, like you're certainly willing to risk offending me in the pursuit of truth. Why should you have the right to do that? It's been rather uncomfortable.
Well, I'm very glad I put you on the spot. I'm very glad that I've
but you get
exercised my freedom of speech.
You get my point. It's like you're doing what you should do, which is digging a bit to see what the hell's going on.
So
and that is what you should do. But you're exercising your freedom of speech to certainly risk offending me. And that's fine. I think more power to you as far as I'm concerned.
So you haven't sat there and I'm just trying to work that out. I mean,
Ha, gotcha.
you have got me. You have got me. I'm trying to work
about
that through in
time.
my head. Yeah. It took a while.
It did, yeah.
Took a while.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
I'm really attracted to my wife.
Get it, girl.
Well, and we've been, sorry,
Don't be sorry.
we've been
Oh,
isolated from each other for a long time because we were both so sick. It's been 2 years, really. And the physical intimacy element of our marriage is extremely important. We're very careful about that and value it extremely highly and pay a tremendous amount of attention. It's really important that the sexual element, the romantic element, those two things, when they're properly handled, they're indistinguishable. And if you think that sex is okay without romance, you don't know anything about romance, because sex is so much better with romance that it's not even the same thing. So that's all important. But as you get older, what's important is that, well, you have a family, you have your children, you have your grandchildren, you have a continuity of narrative, you have a long-term relationship that you've built.
yeah.
Like that's what's important. And when you're doing things impulsively when you're young, you're not paying attention to the old you. You have to have the old you in mind. You're going to be old, and you have to be building towards that, or you're going to be old and things are going to be a catastrophe. So don't this idea that you said, well, I can be just like those men. It's like, well, that isn't even the men you want.
Yes.
Why would you imitate the men that you don't want?
This game ain't nothing. I'ma wait till the top. I love this money, just set it on fire. 'Cause it don't mean nothing. Here's one for the night. Don't waste my time.
Don't stop.
Don't stop, don't stop. This game ain't nothing. I'ma wait till the top. I love this money, just set it on fire. 'Cause it don't mean nothing. Here's one for the night. Don't waste my time.
Our daughter ended her life at 24 due to depression. If someone is determined to end their life, how can one change their mind? Oh, well, first of all, I'm very sorry about that. That's a terrible thing. Look, I had this friend, there's been a lot of depression in our family, so it's a question that cuts close to the bone. Anyways, I had this friend, a friend of my parents, and her granddaughter committed suicide, you know. She was just beating herself up about that. What could have I done? What could have I done differently? This is the problem with suicide. It leaves everybody behind thinking, oh my God, what could have I done? I could have treated the person better. I could have listened. I could have been there. It's like, and she was just beating herself up about this, really feeling that she wasn't a useful person, that she'd failed as a grandmother. She's a really good person, you know. And so I went for a walk with her, and I said, and she's married and she likes her husband and he's a really good guy. And I said, look, you're blaming yourself for your granddaughter's suicide. It's like, are you blaming your husband? Are you sitting him down and telling him what a useless bastard he was as a grandfather because his granddaughter committed suicide and how he failed completely? She said, no, I'd never do that. So I said, well, don't do it to yourself.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Don't stop.